So let's do an improvement to the current tasks that we have. So right now we are watching for changes for all our tasks in the watch task here. So let's open our website and make sure you have your MEM server open. And let's run gulp dev. And now we're watching for changes, right? So let's go to the bundle.scss and the header, and let's change this color and the style task ran, and then in the browser we have to go and refresh. Now I think we maybe need to disable the cache. So here we have it. So every time we need to change something in the JavaScript or CSS or PHP, we need to go back to the browser and refresh. So we can actually automate this refresh thing. So whenever we change anything, the browser will refresh automatically. So to do this, let's go to search for Browsersync. And install it. So this is the plugin that will help us control the browser. I mean, refresh it or do other things, but in our case we'll just need to refresh. So we don't need to write the -g here. We just need to install it for this project. So --save -dev. So it's now installed. So let's go to the documentation. And you'll find a gulp integration documentation here. So let's just do it in the gulp file. So the first thing, we need to import it. So import Browsersync from Browsersync. And then we need to create a new Browsersync server. So Browsersync actually creates a mini server. So to do that, we will call the create function on the Browsersync object. So now we have our server, but it's not started yet. So we need to create a task to start the server. So I'm going to create a new task and call it serve. And this time we need the done function. So I'm gonna pass it in the argument, and then to initialize the server we need to call server.init. And then in the options we'll have a key of proxy. And then inside of it, the URL of our MEM server. So what we're doing here is we're kind of wrapping our MEM server in the Browsersync server in order to use the Browsersync features. So here is my URL. Yours could be different. And then call done to let gulp know that we've done our task. And we create another task. And this task will refresh the browser, so we'll call it reload. And it needs the done also. And just call server.reload. That's it. Sorry, and call done, of course. So when do we need to run the serve task? It's when we start our development, right? So before watching here, I'm gonna run the serve task. And when do we need to reload the browser? After a file is changed, right? So in the watch task, after a SAS file is changed, we run the styles task. And after the styles task is done, we need to refresh the browser, right? So we run gulp .series and call the styles. And after the styles is done, we will call the reload task. And same for script. Series scripts first, and then when it's done, reload the browser. And let's do also the same thing for the images. And the copy tasks. So now whenever a task is done, the reload task will be called. One more thing, we need also to reload when a PHP file is changed. So if you change something in one of our templates, like the index.php, we need also to refresh the browser to see the change. So let's watch for all PHP files in folder in the root folder or any subfolder, and call reload. We don't have any other tasks that we do for the PHP files, so we just reload. Great, I think that will do it. So let's try it out. Let's run dev. And as you can see now, our URL has changed. It's now running on port 3000. And you should always use the URL that Browsersync gave you in order to use Browsersync features. If you use the old one, the MAMP one, it will still work, but the browser will not refresh and any other Browsersync features. Okay, so let's now try and change something and see if the browser will refresh. So I'm gonna I need to split screen here in order to see both. And let's change something in index.php. So let's I don't know, remove the title and save. And as you can see, it automatically refreshed. Great. So let's try the CSS, the header file, and let's try blue. And it did refresh actually, but we have this caching issue. We need to disable and enable again in Chrome. So blue is horrible actually, so let's go back to white. So as you can see, it's automatically refreshed. So great. So one more improvement actually we can do in the CSS is that we can in the gulp file, let's remove the reload part from the watching the SAS files and code just styles. So we just reverted back to the old code here, and Browsersync actually has a really cool feature. If you are running a CSS task, you can call pipe after the dest pipe. You can call pipe again, and inside of it serve the stream, and this will inject the CSS in the browser in your document without even refreshing the page. So okay, so let's try out. Let's rerun the dev task. And let's split screen here and go to a CSS file and change the color again. And I don't know if you can tell, but trust me, it's not refreshing. It's actually changing without even refreshing. So that's great, right? I think this section maybe have taken too long, but I think we're really doing some great stuff here. And you can use this knowledge in any other project or any other theme. We still have a couple of other things before finalizing this, JavaScript section and getting back to WordPress. So in the next lecture we will discuss how to bundle your theme for production.